Good evening and welcome to a series of exciting videos about PRM689, the project Capstone. I'm Karen Rainford. I'm one of the instructors for Project Capstone, and I'm the one who's making these videos. Please call me Dr. K. That's a nickname, and I use it because people who come from informal cultures or from formal cultures seem to be equally comfortable with that. So humor me. The way that you can reach me is by contacting me via email or via the online program at krainford or krainford at smumn.edu. And also I'm available by cell phone. So if you're really desperate for a quick answer, go ahead and text me at my cell phone. Let me know who you are because I don't have all your telephone numbers programmed in. And then I'll usually get back to you right away with at least an interim answer. If you've had me for a class before, you know that I'm very, very involved in the daily work of the class, that I'm online every day, usually for an hour or two, and that I expect you to be on frequently, and I expect all of us to make a strong effort to stay up to date and to give each other the very best we can this semester. With that being said, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, and you must be so proud of yourselves to have reached this final class. There have been so many hurdles along the way, so many tricks in balancing your busy lives, your families, and your classrooms, and your jobs. I know that this has been a real struggle for many of you, and if you've had me in class before, what I find is that there's just incredible growth up until from where you started until now, and it's just a pleasure to read your final assignments and to be part of watching you be so successful. Your role in the project management program has changed over time. When you started with PRM600, you were independent, but you were pretty guided. We only let you eat milkweed. Actually, that means that we only let you cite from the two textbooks, which were the PMBOK Guide and Kathy Schwalbe's explanation of the PMBOK Guide, and from the PMI website. And the reason for that was to give you a good start. During the middle of your program, you were very interdependent. You were getting a lot of your feedback, a large portion of it from your peers, and you were getting some very specific instructor suggestions for improvement. Now here you are at the Capstone, successful, confident, competent in your project management knowledge. You're still open to feedback because there are so many different opinions that are out there, but you're also able to give expert advice to your peers, and we do expect you to give that expert advice to each other. The instructor role has changed over time as well. When you were in PRM 600, I was kind of a helicopter parent. I used to hover over you, watching every sentence that you wrote and making sure that all of your assertions were cited and that you were correctly interpreting project management information. During the middle of the program, my role was more to give you a few suggestions for improvement and to kind of monitor and facilitate the peer feedback to make sure that it was effective. But now, in the Capstone, now that you're out there on your own, I'm really kind of a help person. You know what to do. And the question is, if you get stuck, if you need some guidance, if you want feedback, if you like opinions, which you may or may not take, you may just ignore them, but if you'd like my opinion, you can ask for help and I will be there for you. So let's talk about what you'll actually be doing in PRM 689. As usual, in project management classes, there are 500 points. 400 out of the 500 are associated with the final project deliverable. And there's a whole different video to talk about that. There's also a series of MS project related assessments that add up to 60 points, and presentations that add up to 40 points. So that final paper, the final project deliverable, you work on it during week 1 through week 7, creating the different sections of the documents. And for a series of discussions and assignments, you end up with 300 points, up to 300 points. During week 8, you will aggregate that final document, if you have not already, into one document, put your final touches on it, and we'll assess that for 100 points. Another part of the assessment, although much smaller, is the MS project work, Microsoft project. And we started out with just a 20-point exercise at the end of the course, but what we found is that students were putting a lot more time and effort into it than 20 points. So we took out some of the other things and put in 2 workshops to help you get back up to speed. In case you haven't used Microsoft Project since PRM 601, in some cases we found, worst case, that was 4 years of a gap for students, and they just didn't remember all the nuances. So we'll give you an opportunity to get back into that in a very supported, focused way, and use it really as a tool to help you make your final project deliverable more effective. Finally, there are 2 presentations. The first presentation happens during week 2, and that's talking about your project scenario. What is it that makes your particular project so unique compared to everyone else's project? And it gives you a good opportunity to describe this verbally, because some of us think verbally rather than in writing. And it's a good introduction to all of your peers about your project so that they can understand it a little better to help you. The second part is a reflection, and this happens in week 6. And we ask you to go in and talk about what 2 or 3 things have you done differently since before you started the program until now. And this kind of helps you to write some of your final project deliverables as well, but it's also a good reflection for you to look back and see what changes you've made. So really, in this PRM 689, you have 2 roles. One is as an individual, and as an individual, you draft, revise, edit, repeat. Draft, revise, edit, repeat. As a team member, you're part of an effective feedback cycle. So you're getting feedback, you're giving feedback, and in the process of giving feedback, you're really rethinking what you've done on your own, and being able to go back and fix things that you may not have noticed were a problem, or really improve things, or even shorten things up. Here's what a typical week looks like. From Monday and Tuesday, you're going to be preparing and getting ready for whatever the topic is for that week. And for the first week, the topic is kind of pre-initiating. What does your project scenario look like? For the second week, it's project charter and project scope. So each week has its own particular topic. So Monday and Tuesday, go out, do a little research, do a little drafting, and by Wednesday, get that first post up there on the discussion board. Thursday and Friday is a very focused reply to your peers. And then on Saturday, you can actually go in and revise what you had drafted and submitted on Wednesday and get it ready to submit to the instructor by Sunday. Oh no, you say, I do most of the work on the weekends. That is absolutely no problem. However, you're going to have to get ahead. You will need to, instead of waiting until Monday and Tuesday to prepare and post, you'll have to do your prepare and posting on Sunday, the week before it's due. And that will give you Monday through Wednesday to get your information posted by you'll probably post right away on Sunday so that it'll be up there. The instructor and some of your early peers are going to be giving feedback on Monday through Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, even though you're a weekend warrior, you need to actually be online, and you need to take the time to read what your peers have posted, and you need to be giving them feedback. That means that you've got Saturday all to yourself to go through and revise and submit the assignment. That's not actually due until Sunday, but you're going to be submitting it on Saturday night so that come Sunday you can start your next week and post for the next week. Oh my gosh, you're saying, that sounds busy. Yes, it is. And I guess that I would suggest that you get on a schedule and keep on a schedule. And because there isn't really time the next week to go back and fix what you missed from the week before. And so if you aren't turning things in to the discussion board until Friday, you'll get very little feedback from your peers. So you really need to be on it. Also, if you get behind by a week, skip a week and join right in with your peers. Get going on that Sunday, get your post up there, because being in the discussion, in the feedback, will do more for you than going back and catching up on the past weeks. That's my opinion from watching other students anyway. Any questions? Don't hesitate to contact me. I'm looking forward to just an awesome semester together, and can't wait to read all of your drafts and all of your revisions. Have a great week.